I don't know about you. I'm a little road weary, so we got to we got to help each other get through this. If you don't mind, if I'm not on my A game, I apologize.
No,
Correct me.
Understood.
Let's not even talk about the games. Let's talk about this whirlwind. You knew you were going to Louisiana, and you go down and you get there. I'm trying to get my days right. You got there Wednesday, I guess.
We did.
And then you played on Thursday night.
Thursday night.
And then you found out that you were going to South Carolina.
Yes, right after the game.
Right after the game. And you found out your opponent.
Yes.
So, and that you're going to play there in South Carolina in less than 48 hours.
Right.
What happened? What was that? What's the scramble like trying to figure that out?
It was hard. We obviously took a bus to Louisiana, had a great win, and then find out we're playing upstate in South Carolina, and trying to figure out the best way to get there, and and the flights and things like that. It's not the easiest place. We either had to get to Shreveport or New Orleans or what have you, and we realized it was about 12 hours on the bus, and so we just said, you know what, screw it, let's just get on the bus, and we drove because we were going to get in about the same time anyway.
Right.
And so we just got on the bus and drove.
This was after the game.
After the game.
Thursday night.
Yes, because we couldn't get flights with everyone on the same flight.
Gotcha.
So, and then I didn't
that would have been a real mess.
It'd have been a real mess. And I didn't want to take a chance on, this flight's delayed, this is, so I just said, you know what, let's just get on the bus. And I talked to the bus driver before we left, and he said, by law, he could go to about 3 in the morning. So, you're all pretty wired after that anyway.
What was his mood?
And he said, we're going where? Yeah. I go, we're just going to take a drive to South Carolina, then back to Martin.
It's about 12 hours, I think,
yes.
from where you were, Natchitoches, Louisiana, to Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Yes.
So you stopped in Meridian, which is about the 6-hour point?
Yes, yes, and stopped there. And then, unbeknownst to me, I thought we could get up at, we got there at 3. I'm like, well, let's leave at 9 and let's go. And But, by law, he has to have so much sleep.
Oh, okay.
So,
and you want to make sure he sleeps.
I'm like, let's go. I'll just get a cup of coffee and let's go.
Could you have driven the bus?
If they would have gotten gear, But so we get there, we leave at we load the. He said we can't let go until 11. So I said, well, let's load it at 10:30 because I'm thinking, I'll get him out of here. Yeah. So we load 11 and pull out of there about 11 or 10:30. Pull out about 11, and then of course we got to go through Atlanta. So we get caught on rush hour traffic Friday in Atlanta.
Friday afternoon.
And we were in that thing for about 2.5 hours.
Were you?
It was a nightmare.
We got stuck in it Saturday for about an hour, but 2.5.
Yeah,
and that's the most frustrating 2.5 hours.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
So
because the coaches have the front seat, so you were up there where you could actually see.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the hard part of it all was trying to get, because our internet service on the bus was going in and out. So being able to A, watch film, B, do any type of scouting was really, really hard. So JJ, is unbelievable. Our staff is just phenomenal, Chris. And so JJ got up early. We started watching film at the hotel before we left, and then in and out on in service on the bus. We pull in in South Carolina at 9 p.m. We go right to the game. We obviously stopped midway and grabbed a burger and got back on the bus. And we went straight to the gym and had about 45 minutes just to, I just wanted to get him off the bus because we were on the bus for over, about 12 hours.
Right.
And
you're in the gym on the campus there.
On the campus.
And this is Friday night.
Friday night.
Okay.
So we get, get done about 10. We're 30 minutes from the hotel.
Which is in the other direction.
Correct. Yeah. So we get back on the bus, drive back. We were able to make some arrangements. Had Ruby Tuesdays, deliver some food to the hotel. So we ate and then put the guys to bed. We, as coaches, we stood up and worked on more scouting report then. And then, but now our shoot-around time was going to be at 1 o'clock, but our game was at 5 o'clock.
Right.
So
this is game day Saturday, where normally for the fans, the team will go to the arena or gym earlier than the game on that day and do a shoot-around.
And
what's the purpose of a shoot-around?
What is the purpose?
Yeah, in your mind.
To really, be able to go and shoot a lot in their gym, and fine-tune all the scouting things and watch it for us. Watch everything again that night. Hey, we need to make sure we emphasize this. We didn't emphasize that enough. Those type of things. And
now, if you're just halfway paying attention in your car right now, listen to this. because it
This
gets
is an unbelievable story.
It gets really good now. So
So-
you decided that it would be an hour. Well, it would take you a couple hours just to do the shoot around
Just to
because you were
shoot
30
around.
minutes away from the arena.
Right.
So you had an idea.
So I said, you know what? Screw it. I said, I had DeAndre, our GA, go across the street to Walmart.
Okay.
We bought a little rubber basketball. And he's like, what is that for? I said, just go get it. So he goes and gets it. And then we come down to do film. And I said, guys, we're not going to go to the gym. They kind of looked at me a little weird. And I said, we're going outside. So we went out and we taped between the the lines for
Parking places.
Parking places.
Yeah.
And we put a piece of tape across, and that was the free
Free throw
line.
line, and that was your lane.
That was our lane.
I wonder if the dimensions are the same.
It worked okay.
Yeah, okay.
And so we just went through all the scouting on the asphalt.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was great. We never missed a shot.
That's right.
And so we did that, and I just thought it was, I just didn't want to spend another, hour on the bus before we even played. Actually, it'd be an hour and a half. 30 minutes to shoot around, 30 minutes back, 30 minutes to the game.
Right.
And I just so
and
we
you had
went
been on that bus a
long time
already.
And but we did leave a little bit early, and so we could get to the gym and shoot a little bit, and we did that. And we came out and played. In the first half, we looked like we haven't shot at all.
Yeah.
And we really struggled offensively, but defensively we kind of hung in there. And then the last 6-7 minutes we kind of got a rhythm.
Let's just talk about that game since we're there now. And this was
Okay.
at Northwestern State. No, this was at USC Upstate. My concern there obviously was fatigue.
Sure.
Because, again, we made the same trip you did. We were behind you and stopped in Oxford, Mississippi, but it was 1,925 miles.
Yeah.
And you did every bit of that with the
Right.
team also.
Right.
And we spent about 34 hours in the car, so I'm sure you spent 30-plus on the
Long
bus.
time.
So fatigue was the concern, and you did come out flat in the first half and shot below 30%. In the game,
Right.
and still won. It was your lowest shooting percentage of the entire season, and you still won the game.
Yeah, we you talk about grind it out, and we grinded it out. Defensively, I thought we were really good for that amount of time in prep. They play a really funky matchup zone, and we just when we went in there on Friday night, we spent just time literally stretching and trying to shoot a little bit, and but you can imagine, trying to get, you pick your spots a little bit as a coach, at 9:30 at night after you've been on the bus for 12 hours, and we just didn't have any time to really go through the, some things we need to do with Zono. So we tried to make adjustments through the game, and then about 8 minutes left to go in the game, we really started to figure out their zone, and we got in a good rhythm, and but it was just a gutty effort from our guys, and it was one of those blue collar grinded out.
Yes.
Basketball games that you went on the road. It was, it's what it's about. Those type of games is you learn a lot about your team that night.
Upstate led for 30 minutes or 29 and a half minutes. They led through the majority of the game, had to lead by as much as 8. When you're tired and you're on the road and you're down, and it's just easy to quit. Your guys never for 1 second even considered it.
No, they, the one thing about playing 19 road games is you've been in those spots before.
Yeah.
The 8-minute timeout, I remember it vividly. I looked at all of them, and I made all of them, put their eyes on me, and I just said, we've come too far.
Yeah.
We've had an unbelievable year. We've come too far to just go out this way. Let's just, let's get one more run in us, and let's really bear down defensively. Let's try to get out in transition. Stop playing in mud. I'm not gonna call anything for the next 4 minutes. I want to play out of our concepts. I want to get this guy and this guy in the middle. I want to look to flare the backside of the zone after that play. And let's just clear your minds, and they just went out and they really executed it. It really was, people call it coaching. We didn't really draw anything up except, hey, I want to get Marshawn in the middle, and Taman, I want you to flare the back of the zone, and you guys space and play, and stop looking at the bench, and let's see if we can make one more run here. And we did.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll look back at the win over Northwestern State and talk about what's ahead with Coach Heath Schroyer on the UT Martin Skyhawk Sports Network.